Hi guys, welcome back to Sports Angle. As you can see, we are back with like some exclusive content, and it's so good to be sitting here recording, talking about sports on a very oddly uh, polluted Wednesday night. Uh, right in the middle of the week.
That's a Mumbai situation, not a Bangalore
Yeah,
situation.
I
Just
mean
saying.
Bangalore AQI is in like single digits.
Yeah,
Bangalore AQI is basically what the Indian batsman shouldn't have scored, and Mumbai
yeah,
AQI is what the
exactly.
Mumbai one of the is what and basically the Mumbai AQI
I
is what
would
the
go
Indian
as
batsman should
far
have
and
scored.
say Mumbai's AQI is how many balls Kuldeep Yadav faced.
Yes, exactly. And as you can see, we have set the context pretty much in motion. And before that, the sports angle merch always repping it. It's great. I mean, so we will also get some shipment going for Michael and the other guys. We of course don't have Atharva and Aryan. Aryan of course is busy. Uh, I don't know whether he's busy drinking or whether he's busy partying
I
or
mean,
he's
I'm
working
more
or
surprised of the
both.
fact that it was, and of course, he's busy rather
Yeah,
than.
yeah, he's busy. He's busy. Atharva, of course, is in Canada, so he's in a completely different time zone. Having said that, now that he's in Canada, I think his allegiances to Kings 11 Punjab will also shift from Mumbai Indians. He'd like to support his local team. But yeah, jokes apart, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Uh, what the hell is happening with the Indian cricket team when it comes to red ball? What the hell is happening? I cannot believe New Zealand comes in 2024, literally obliterates us, humiliates us. I had a video then which I had made on India's test dominance ending, and now we are making it a year later. Nothing has improved. Absolutely nothing has improved. There, Gambhir was very convenient enough to put it on Rohit, and he made him the scapegoat. Now that Rohit's gone, and I was thanking the stars that Shubman Gill did not play or finish this series because he would have been made the scapegoat very conveniently by Gambhir.
Mhm.
So, what do you think is going wrong, Michael?
Everything, to be very honest.
Yep.
I think it has a lot to do with our approach to how we want to play Test cricket, right?
Yep.
I think Gambhir has been very vocal about how he wants to build a team that can bat over 2 days and also score 400 runs in one day.
I
But
mean,
the
dude, like,
problem with that is they're two very polar opposite approaches.
yeah.
The team itself, you want to go and tell the media. I mean, first and foremost, I'm more annoyed with the press conference that he did rather than our performance because I think in a lot
There's
of ways it
zero
was expected.
accountability coming in from his end. He's talking about a
I
series which
mean,
he drew, and that was thanks to the heroics of some players who he does not favor, by
correct,
the way, which is the
correct.
likes of Siraj. I feel, at least in the second test, not playing Akshar Patel was such a huge miss because he's a much better batsman than what Nitish Reddy is, in my opinion. Will give you more
Correct.
overs and is a smart bowler at the same time because the amount of reps he will give to the ball or the amount of pace he can control. We kept on bowling quick ones on this gripping wicket. I mean, what kind of sense is this? It's and these are not like some newbie bowlers. This is Kuldeep's 20th or 30th test match which he's been playing. So Washington Sundar has been part of the test system for some time now. It's been 4 years since like he's been playing tests in and out for India. A bit of game sense here and there, a bit of tactics here and there, and stuff like that. I feel even from the
Mhm.
players' side, even Ashwin pointed this out in his tweet. He saw all the players basically their body language dropping down, their shoulders drooping. That was never the India cricket team, in the last whatever 15 years now that we've been watching, be it the Kohli outfit or even for that matter. See, people are saying, oh, it's like Dhoni outfit, but Dhoni was still strong at home. Nobody could just come and bully us at home like this, the way uh, New Zealand has, the way South Africa has. And see, I'm not going to be disrespectful to New Zealand and South Africa. They're quality sides, absolutely. South Africa are World Test champions. But this is not how you play when you're playing at your own backyard with conditions that favor you.
Correct. Um, I mean, I'll just put it across this way, right? Like there was one point that sort of got to me when Gambhir sort of mentioned that you shouldn't forget about how he was the coach of the team that drew against England. No offense, drawing against England is not an achievement. That was the bare minimum. We should
Yeah, look at how
ideally,
Australia wrapped up that game. In
yeah.
2, 3 days, they wrapped up that particular game. That's how you play
I
cricket.
mean, I look at it from a perspective that if you're happy about the fact that you're drawing series,
Yeah,
that's just not how India plays. That wasn't the mentality that we had in that 12-year run that we had. And more importantly, my problem is the reason why we performed well in England, by the way, was because the England pitches were made more for faster bowlers or for batsmen. So it was
yeah.
convenient to play there for us. But us losing at home clearly shows that we can't bat against spin even when the day is going on. Like we can't do anything with spin at
And
this
this
moment
is
in
so
time.
weird because, again, if we roll back the video from the year before, we've discussed that how the world used to look up to India to play spin. How well was the wrist game when it came to Gambhir himself is such a good player of spin.
Yeah,
He used to literally
it's
nullify.
been horrible.
Yeah, it's been
He's
horrible.
been absolutely horrendous against spin.
Yeah, I don't
And
know if
don't
Gambhir
get me
thinks.
wrong,
Yeah,
no offense to any New Zealand or South African spinners at the end of the day,
yeah,
but these are part-time spinners in a lot of ways. They're
yes,
not full-time spinners.
yeah. They are only
India
picked for
has
the India
full-time
tour.
spinners.
Yes,
You are playing in your own home ground. You know how to bowl in these pitches, and we're not able to capitalize on it even for a second.
yeah.
And it's just horrible to see. Like, I mean, you look at South Africa, they're able to score 400 plus runs against our spin attack. We're not even able to cross 200 in a single innings, even once. So
Yeah,
it's been a horrible display. And more importantly, you look at the batsmen, they don't have, it feels like they don't have the technical ability to bat in tests. They're not able to play off their front foot. They're not able to play off their back foot. They're not able to defend the ball. And you're playing rash shots. I get that the game's moved on. We've moved
mm,
on to an era of faster cricket where you're playing T20s, you're playing ODIs, but patience is key. And this throws me back to one reel that I saw, which was of Pujara in the England series a few years back.
mm,
And he would sort of maintain a stance where he'd watch the bowler ball the ball, right?
yeah,
He would leave the ball. He would literally observe the ball go to the wicket keeper, from the
yeah.
wicket keeper to the slip, to the slip, from the slip
Yeah,
to the
that's how
bowler.
he. Yeah, I think Pujara is one of those players जिसका सबसे बड़ा attribute was his concentration. And people really
Exactly.
discount the fact in today's day and age how much concentration is important and how good it is to be locked in. Is that a sponsor shot you can show you're having Ocean in? So that Virat Kohli, you might just get.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
if it's visible.
good, good, good. Uh, see
And
I
you
also
know,
feel like the cricketing world is I think the Indian cricketing world, especially the Indian cricketing universe, is very cursed right now. The kind of stuff which has gone down with
yeah,
Smriti Mandhana, the kind of especially it's so sad,
RCB
like
winning IPL.
RCB winning IPL has I think opened Pandora's box for Indian cricket. It has only hell has broken loose after that. But nonetheless, what are your immediate three fixes which you would give? I'll go after you. What we can do right now to immediately fix the situation with this, because I'm not if I'm not sure New Zealand's coming again or we are going to New Zealand.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I really don't
Either
care
way,
about our
either
schedule
way, either
at
way, it's
all.
a very it's a hell in a cell situation. If
Yeah,
New Zealand's coming back, it's humiliation again. If we are going there, then God bless us. Uh,
it's us going there because I think in every WTC cycle it flips.
yeah. So then, yeah, we better start praying to every god there is, and
Yeah,
start
but
like whoever. If you're religious, you're non-religious, just start praying, because there you will probably see levels which you haven't seen,
correct.
and
Now,
it's going to be a disaster, from whatever I think it is. Because this was a good run.
I just
Yeah, you
the
go
three
on.
fixes, right? Me
Yeah,
me thinking about the three fixes. Of course, the first one is we've got to go into that era where we've got to split who are red ball coaches and who are white ball coaches.
I
To be
agree with
very
that.
honest,
But you know
I
with
mean,
that,
to
what
be very
happens?
honest, you want to
Gambhir makes a
sack
fresh
Gambhir as the
innings.
white ball coach also, remove him. I couldn't care less. I'm done.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
genuinely
Lakshman is
done.
a good fit.
Because
Yeah,
my major issue with Gambhir has remained as one thing only, is his attitude to things, right? Him as a commentator, as this pundit that used to come, used to bash each and every coach that we had. You look at his performances
only.
right now, we've had four
Yeah,
back-to-back test losses, we've had two whitewashes. Can you
yeah.
imagine that version of Gambhir telling what
A
to himself?
408 run defeat is the worst in Indian cricket, Indian Test cricket history is something that you should not be living by.
And imagine you just had to bat 4 sessions. Couldn't you
Yeah,
survive 4
yeah.
sessions?
Now the
Why
second
were
and
the
third,
players even playing?
the second and third fixes.
The second fix, I would say, is now you need to clearly understand what part of the team is good to play at home and what part of the team is good to play away, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I look at like a Nitish Kumar Reddy, don't get me wrong, wonderful cricketer, I would play him more in foreign grounds rather than playing him in an Indian ground, purely because I
Mm,
think when he's facing pace, he's a much better batsman. And more
mm,
importantly, his bowling's a lot better when he's sort of bowling on those green pitches.
mm, mm,
And have a very clear understanding what our spin attack should look like. We cannot just operate from going two left spinners, one random Washington Sundar coming in. I think Washington Sundar is a better batsman than he is a bowler, but we
mm.
don't have a very good off spin bowler, to be very honest. And at some point, you'll also have to consider bringing in a leg spinner. If you're playing a Kuldeep Yadav, you might as well play a very different leg spinner altogether. But that's the bowling fixes, right? So that's like my second fix is you need to sort of have a very clear mindset as to what needs to be played at home, what needs to be played, who needs to be played abroad when you sort
Mm,
of go into those grounds.
mm.
Have a very
No, I
clear
agree.
understanding.
I
And my
agree.
third fix is, mate, just scrap that batting unit. I can't watch this ever again. Like I'm done. Like
Yeah, I think
the
too much of
entire
this
batting unit from the like I've
experimentation.
heard this, and this by the way also relates to our previous videos, and I know we've spoken about it. We've spoken a lot about how this is a very young team in terms of experience. They've not played a lot of Test cricket, but I'll tell you this, right? You see a youngster get into that Australian team, you see a youngster get into that England team, you see a youngster get into that South African team. They perform from day one, and we know how their domestic system is.
Yeah,
I truly feel that their domestic system is less intensive compared to Indian systems. The amount of exposure you get in India to play cricket is just humongous.
that is very
And
true. That is very true. And
I'm
especially to
tired
deal
of
with pressure.
using I'm tired of using that excuse that we're a young team. We've been saying that for 2 years
We are
now.
not a young
The
team.
day
That's what I was
Virat,
like going to say. Yeah, we are not a young team. We have someone KL
we're
Rahul who's
not.
played close to 60
You're,
test
you're playing
matches.
KL Rahul, who's your opener. He's played for almost 10 years. You've got Jadeja in that team. You've got Bumrah in that team. You've got
Yeah,
Siraj in that team, who've played
yeah,
years and years. Rishabh Pant's your captain,
yeah.
who's played for almost good 5, 6 years, has been in that Indian setup, understands pressure. You can't use that excuse over and over again.
Yeah, no, I
And
agree.
this all relates to the untimely retirements of both Rohit and Virat. See, I'll give you this. They weren't performing at their prime in any way or form. They weren't the best versions of themselves when they retired for sure. But the picture that we always had of a Virat Kohli and a Rohit Sharma was, let's say you're playing a 5 test series, right? You're playing
Mm,
10 innings in total. You'd see four of those innings being good from these two batsmen.
mm,
And majority of the times it would not be at the same time. So you had at least one of those batsmen saving an innings at a certain given point in time. You don't even have one reliable batter in this team anymore. Like a Jaiswal's not been able to play, a Rahul's not been able to play. Rishabh
mm.
Pant's just Rishabh Pant. He's going to be aggressive, which is always something we
Yeah,
knew.
which is so stupid, right? Like every legend, every legendary batsman has, at some point in time, in hindsight, adjusted their game so that they contribute to winning causes, Gambhir included, right? What I really don't, what I really don't understand is that no other, like I don't understand the stupidity. Oh, I'm going to play my own way. Yeah, buddy, but the only time you played your way and India's won a game is the Gabba. The only time you've done that, and that was 4 years back. It was now to be 5 years
And that
to
was
that.
that was without Gambhir as the coach. Yeah,
Yeah, and that was without Gambhir, without Virat Kohli there, and of course like a lot of players. But you had a team which was playing for a particular cause is to win. My immediate three
yeah,
fixes which I'd like to give is one, sack Gambhir as the red ball coach. Given his fat ego, he will say that if you can't give me red ball, remove me from white ball as well. But they will not do that because there is a T20 World Cup coming, which is being hosted in India after 10 goddamn years. So they want that to
mm,
be there as their flagship story that they raise the World Cup in India. only and only if India has a disastrous campaign in that will they decide to sink Gambhir as the coach of the cricket team. That's where they will sack him.
Hmm.
It otherwise till the time, see, it's where it hits BCCI, right? At the end of the day, test
Correct.
revenue from like a TV standpoint, okay, I still feel like it will not hurt them as much as like T20 revenue, as much as like all these T20 revenues will hit. It will not really. Yes, of course, there's a test. There's a after T20, I feel it's test like but it's still T20 is still the priority for them. This is what I feel, which is the wrong case. Second is you want to build a completely different team for tests. I am fine with that. You want to try these kids who are doing very well in the Ranji circuit, who are doing very well in the domestic circuit. Go on, make sure that the 70% of the team is them, and make sure that red ball cricket is completely distanced away. So many players of the England cricket team or the Australia cricket team do not play full-time T20 cricket. You don't see Marnus Labuschagne in T20 cricket. You don't see Steve Smith anymore in ODI cricket. You don't see Mitchell Stark, playing those absolutely unnecessary T20 games. He'll directly play the World Cup. So if you have to do that, like, see, if you have to do that, you do that. If you want that kind of bifurcation, you do that. And this is what BCCI should be doing tonight. Go to Cheteshwar Pujara and go to Ashwin's houses, pay them whatever they want, and get them out of their retirement. You need these two in the test setup. We need a
You do
player.
that with Virat and Rohit as well.
At the end of the day, see, maybe Virat, I don't
I
know,
think,
maybe.
all those four players, by the way, are literally what we can see today is what brought the mentality in that Indian Test cricket team.
Yeah,
It's all
100%.
four of them combined. It
100%.
wasn't coming out of togetherness. It wasn't coming out of a team performance. It was coming out of these four players because you
So,
don't see that at all from
yeah,
this lot at the
the
moment.
atmosphere can't be flat. Rishabh Pant cannot be telling to a bowler when this is like, अरे उसको मारने दे. अरे भाई क्या मारने दे? वो क्या कोई मेले में आया है क्या मारने दे? हैं? क्या चल रहा है ये? मारने दे. अरे भाई तेरे को उसके विकेट निकालने हैं. ये T20 में चलता है या ओडीआई में चलता है जहां पर भी उसको मारने दोगे तो वो पकड़ा जाएगा लॉन्ग ऑन या लॉन्ग ऑफ पे. जो traps only work in. See, the reason why Rohit and Dhoni were not successful test captains is because they believe that their wicket-taking ability is basically setting traps and dwelling on the mistake of the batsman. Virat took the
Correct.
game to the batsman and made sure that there are aggressive, front-footed deliveries where the batsman is completely optionless, either gets out on the drive or gets out playing a very good in swing. So you're playing on the ability. That's why they like him, right? Because he believed that you can take the wicket rather than dwelling on a 50% chance and stuff. See, Dhoni Rohit's kind of mentality works very well in a T20 50 over setup, which where you need them to limit runs, get more wickets on the error of the particular batsman. That, however, does not work in Test cricket. In Test cricket, you have to find out ways to get wickets tactically.
Yeah.
Tactically, also, I feel like these guys, none of them have that kind of a brain either. Where are like there is no Ranji winning captain in this team. There is no Ranji. The team which won the Ranji last year. I think who was it? Was it Mumbai which won the Ranji last year? If I'm not wrong.
I think so. I think Mumbai's won it. Yeah.
Yeah, Mumbai won it, right? Why is there no one from the Mumbai Ranji winning team? Till this date, I have Vidarbha has done exceptionally well in the whole setup when it came to the Ranji circuit. There is no one from the Ranji team from there.
Yeah.
What is the point of playing that? And then Gambhir goes and says, go and play Ranji. For what joy, my guy? For what joy? You yourself have not won Ranji as a coach. What are you talking about playing Ranji? I understand. Then you validate that, right? Get the best player from Ranji. You got Karun Nair, gave him 5 test matches, and he failed. You threw him out. You needed to give him a proper home test series.
I wouldn't go as far as saying he failed. He performed average.
Yeah, he was fine. And the thing is, the measure of a true player is when you give him a whole season. Should have given him till like probably till March. Again, changing topsy-turvy,
Time
taking
for
out
you to
Sai
drink some
Sudarshan.
ocean, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. No, actually, Ocean is what spoiled my throat. But that is okay, whatever. But yeah, I don't understand this. Like, why haven't we found Ashwin's replacement yet? We needed to stick with one player, either it's Washington Sundar, either it's Akshar Patel. I kept on saying this even back in the day when we had discussed it in the IPL. The day 10 wickets will not go in a test match and Ashwin's not
We're
there
not
around,
winning that. We're not
you
winning it.
will be
Yeah,
missing the guy. You will be missing
correct.
the guy because that's the ability of the player.
110%.
And I feel if you have to get all these guys to up to speed with like the likes of Dhruv Jurel, the kind of people, don't allow them to play T20. Don't allow them to play T20. Test is a skill, boss.
I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a fan of Dhruv Jurel, don't get me wrong, but he's been
अरे बट वो सब
underperforming
अरे हम सब
significantly.
फैन है भाई बट वो फैन जैसे सपोर्ट करने की कुछ तो चीज करे ऐसे विकेट्स
Correct.
फेंक के जाएगा the 4, 5 and 6 the other day on the first session, right? On the
Yeah.
first session, have played 55 balls amongst three batsmen. Kuldeep Yadav has gone and played 134 balls. So clearly the wicket is not tricky to play on and to absolutely stand on. That means it's
Yeah.
fine. You can play around. You can play with the whole thing.
Correct.
Why do
There
you
was a
have to
very
be reverse sweeping and doing all this shit like 300, 360? Where does this instinct kick in from? The instinct kicks in from T20 cricket. I'm not saying
correct.
T20 cricket is bad, but if you're prioritizing Test cricket, you prioritize Test cricket. Play
Correct.
the shots there. Play. Have you ever seen Pujara's? I've never. The only time I've seen the back of Pujara's bat is when he's walking away after his
Correct.
wicket. Never ever will you see him play those stupid shots. The best, even Virat Kohli, never ever played that reverse sweep or whatever. On the off chance, yeah, he would have played the paddle sweep.
Yeah.
But that is just to fend off spinners and to be innovative. Rohit also, for that matter, one of the most unconventional players, the game has seen in the recent format, again, would never do that.
Correct.
So all these things, it needs a royal shake-up. I genuinely feel that if you are rewarding Ranji, then play the Ranji players. If you are doing this, play that. But
Yeah.
coming from jumping from pan to the fire, let's talk about Manchester United. Similar situation. There's that photo, of Ruben Amorim and Gautam Gambhir standing together, and I was like, yeah, these two men have my mental health literally in their hands like this, and they're crushing it as good as they can. Ruben Amorim,
I mean,
I don't understand the
see,
guy.
I'm backing a Morim, don't get me wrong. My issue with how United plays under a Morim is when we are given an advantage, we play the same. When we're given a disadvantage, we play the same.
Hmm.
There needs to be some level of adjustment to that formation. There needs to be some adjustment to the tactics when we are under under when you're playing a low block team.
यार
You've got
मुझे
to
वो
play a
भी
little
समझ में नहीं
differently.
आता है वो भी समझ में नहीं आता है सडनली यार वो बेचारा सेस्को खड़ा रहता है उधर गेम पे गेम 80 मिनट खड़ा रहता है उधर उसको एक ढंग का क्रॉस नहीं आता है Zirkzee, who is so bad in the air and is so as such a poor
So
header,
Xerxes is a very different problem altogether.
yeah,
Xerxes
and you're punting it
plays
crosses every two,
way
three
too deep.
minutes.
He plays way too deep
Yeah,
for a striker to even be in the box to head a ball.
yeah.
He plays way too deep. I can't understand. Don't get me wrong, I like Xerxes, but Xerxes is a second striker, he's not a main striker.
See,
He
I feel
likes to
like
give that final pass to a striker.
Zirkzee will be important in the when Mboma and all those guys go for AFCON. I think he'll be someone who will come in handy then, but I don't know how. But yeah, man, like I genuinely feel like see Idrissa Gueye and the other team were 10 men down, and that too, they fought in the first 10 minutes of the game. So you
They
know they
were
were
10
pretty
men, 10
disoriented.
men down in 15 minutes.
Yeah, they were down
We
to
had
10 men
75 minutes against 10 men and we couldn't even score a goal.
at Old
They
Trafford.
scored a
And
goal in 10 men.
yes, they scored a screamer. They sat back. They had a plan.
See, I'll also look at the positives, right? We've gone 5 games unbeaten. It's been ages since we've been able to say that. But knowing that we had literally everything served on a platter in front of us, everything served in a platter in front of us,
Yeah.
where we could have literally gone from 10th to 4th on the
Fourth.
table, dreaming about Champions League. We are back to ground zero, just above Liverpool, luckily.
And the thing is,
But
there's a much more difficult fixture against Crystal Palace.
yeah, Crystal Palace, I'll be brutally honest with you, we're losing that game, mate. There is no way. I've seen us lose to
Yeah,
Crystal Palace year in, year out. We
yeah.
can't do
That
anything against them. Glasner plays the exact same formation, and you're going to see Glasner out tactic us in the entire way.
yeah.
Um, but at the
He's
same time,
gonna
I'm hoping the more I say it, the more I'm jinxing it. Genuinely hoping I'm jinxing it, but it's they're just having high hopes.
see. In my opinion, we don't have the kind of defense which can handle Mateta. Mateta is like one of your most unconventional strikers. Plays in a very shabby manner, and someone like say Delict and Euro who have, I would say Delict so much, but Euro who has like a half an error in him, where he'll just have that slight touch on the ball while she's clearing. It might just end up in Mateta's foot, and Mateta just smashes it in. Right? We might have that kind of a situation. But again, like who knows? Who knows? Uh, b- but having said that, as you said, like in these kind of fixtures, United always come. They come in handy. Like this is where we are seeing United step up. If we are able to make a statement at Sellers Park and beat Crystal Palace, it's a good statement. I'm not going to lie. See again, I'm telling you as a United fan, and this is to all United fans, manage your expectations, man. We are not going to finish in the top four. For top four, you at least need to win, or you need to have a good run of 10 to 15 games.
Correct.
Where out of the 10 to 15 games, you have won 12 to 13 and drawn 2. That is the kind of situation you need to be. Because the
Correct.
last situation where we were in a very similar kind of I would say setup was in 2014 and 15, Van Gaal's first season, where we were playing only a game a week. In that time, I remember during
Correct.
December, I think to November to December or something, once we had beaten Arsenal till we had drawn against Stoke or something like that, we were on like a 10 game winning streak. So that's 30 points.
Correct.
So so ask yourselves that question. If this United team is capable of doing that, they have not done it in the past 3 or 4 years since Ole has left. So how are you going to expect? Actually, since I would say, yeah, the last time he did it was actually Ten Hag's first season. So let's face it, this is not going to happen. You're going to have like a lot of start, stop, ghazadpatti games where it is going to be like 2-1 ugly win, 3-all draw, 1-all draw, 2-all draw, like how we had at Nottingham Forest and stuff like that. But what I really have faith in is how Amorim is going to shape this team up. You will need a couple of more transfer windows to get his players in. Having said that,
Correct.
I still feel we will win 2-1 at Crystal Palace. But it's the
I
hope that kills.
it's good to see dreams sometimes. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah, yeah. It's good to see.
It's good to see dreams.
Talking about dreams,
But dreams. Oh
Max
no.
Verstappen, अकेले ही
I've got a I've got a
Max,
cap ready for this.
यस यस मैक्स मेरा तो स्ट्रगल यहाँ पे भी है यार. मैं यहाँ पे फरारी को सपोर्ट करता हूँ. मतलब इंडिया
I
टीम.
mean, at this point, all Ferrari fans are Red Bull fans for the last
Yeah,
few
yeah, yeah,
years.
100%. I want
All
Max to win
Ferrari
his
fans
fifth.
are Red Bull fans at the
I
minute.
want Max to win his fifth. He should be because this is the best way, man. Like his, this is probably I feel his
But
toughest
you
championship
know,
that he will win
I'll tell you
if he
this,
wins.
right? Just from a storyline perspective, if I was a director, if I was a script writer, if I was a screenplay writer, whatever it is, it's just so good to sort of see a storyline where there's a villain that turns into a hero. I
Yeah,
mean, it's like one of those storylines you never expect happening, but it's
yeah.
generally what's happened.
And this is
I've
not at
never
the
seen
time where
this
the
much
player's
love
about to
for Max
retire.
Verstappen in my life.
Yeah, exactly. There is no like, to be honest, this is not like Max Verstappen is about to retire, or like how it was with Vettel when he came to Ferrari. There was like a certain fandom which really wanted him to
Yeah,
do well. This is still him at Red Bull. He's lit up the second half of the season all by
correct,
himself. And
correct.
honestly, telling you, this is not a car which is like the 2021
It's a
car where he
tractor.
had. It's a
Yuki
tractor.
Yuki has scored a sum total of 28 points this entire season in that
Yes,
car.
yes. That's how it shows that Max is so much one within the car. Of course,
Yep,
McLaren's gamble with going with lesser fuel that really, really costed them. But you just goes to
Lesser
show that
fuel, really low
McLaren,
downforce.
yes, exactly. And McLaren's out of ideas because they have such a limited driver behind the wheel. Because he cannot go toe to toe on a skill level basis or for that matter, even on a racecraft basis with Max. That's how
Correct.
good Max is. So just for the love of, I mean, if there is something like a racing god which is watching this and wants to
Senna.
give the right, uh,
Senna's
conclusion
the
to this
right
season.
example here.
Yeah. 110%. We need to see this Senna's McLaren, by the way. I don't think so.
Dude,
Him as a god
I
will favor.
my thing with
Uh,
Lando and my only thing with Lando is we've all seen that move that he tried to pull off on Max at the state race start in Vegas, and it's a very Max Verstappen move. It's very
and
simple.
it blew
It's
up in his
literally what
face.
it's Verstappen's DNA, but it just shows how smart Max really is.
Yeah,
Max literally said it post race that he wouldn't have pulled that move because he knew the dust was there,
yeah,
and Lando is literally getting the dust off
yeah.
for him to be able to sort of get a little more traction out of the
And
track.
loses that much
Um,
time.
exactly.
Because the
It's
car tires get dirtier. The
yeah,
car will take some time to shake that off. I don't know what he was thinking, but yeah, see, that's Lando Norris for you. That's how the guy thinks.
yeah.
Uh,
But I'm not gonna lie, for him to pull off a gutsy move like that, big fan. Honestly, right way. Like you need to stop complaining about certain drivers racing you a certain way. Rather race them the exact same way that you get raced with, right?
yeah, but
Raced at.
I feel there's a
So if
fine
Max
line
pulls it
between
off of you, you
bravery and
do the exact
stupidity.
same thing, but
Yeah,
close the deal.
yeah,
Close the overtake.
yeah,
Do not sort of put it across like anyone can do what Max does.
yeah,
Stop saying that. Max does what he does because he's able to do it. He's a four-time world champion, hopefully going to be fine.
whatever.
We're going
Yeah.
to see that number one still on the cap next year. But now we're going to the last two races. We know that McLaren are going to
Three.
go with their
There's
cars
a
at a much
sprint
higher
also
rate.
with Qatar.
Yeah,
Three. I'm still counting it as three races because there's still the sprint
there's
at
a
Qatar,
sprint.
and
Yeah.
I feel that is going to be a good deciding factor. Uh,
Uh, see,
and
with now Qatar and Abu Dhabi, it's very clear that McLaren have to race at a higher height, which gives them
mm,
lesser downforce. I'll be very honest, Qatar is properly a McLaren track. It's got a lot of mid-speed corners, which is a proper McLaren track. Like that car's made for
mm,
mid-speed corners.
yeah,
But now, considering that they're going to ride at a much higher height than they were in
mm,
the previous races, it makes it so much more better because they're not going to have the same downforce. They're not going to get the same traction that they want to. It's quite fun to sort of see where it goes.
this will be a very, very cool season. Cool end to the
It's
season.
going to be a nice wrap up. It's a full throwback to 2021 when we were fully engrossed. And yeah,
Espe-
let's see how
Especially
that
the
goes
second
for
half
us.
of the season. Max is he's lit it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all
And
from the
dude,
world of sports.
this feels like a proper throwback to that 2021 season where Hamilton made that comeback in the second half of 2021. We're sort of seeing that now in a lot of ways from Max as well, and I hope Max comes out on the right side of the story. I didn't have
Yeah.
any hope after Vegas, to be very honest, even though he won the race, but knowing that McLaren didn't get any points is just it's great news. Let's see.
Yeah, so that's all from the world of sport. There's a lot happening, both on the track, on the pitch, on the field. There's a lot of off the field stuff which is going on in all of the sports. But also a big shout out to Michael's card game, which is just going from one level to the other. Do check out Deco Cards. I'll be tagging it in our Instagram post, and we might do a collab on that front as well. Uh, of course, if there are any card enthusiasts, you can directly comment on this particular video. Michael will reach out to you, and you can take it from there. So that's all, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. We are trying to make this like a weekly thing where we talk about what's going on in the middle of the week with sports. If there's something more interesting which you guys want us to talk about, be it MMA, be it boxing, of course, Jake Paul is fighting and three Joshua is not something we are going to cover because that is bullshit. Uh, stuff like that. Definitely we can talk about it. The Champions League roundup, what's happening today's Arsenal Bayern. I think one of the best fixtures in a long, long time. But yeah, that's all for it. See you guys in another video like this. And yeah, so happy to be back. See you again.
See you. Bye.